Well, why don't you show us a couple of licks, or so that we can see some Delta blues licks.
I would. It's funny when people ask me to play whatever you want. I mean, I have no idea what to do because I can play anything. I usually say to you go ahead and tell me, give me a genre, and I'll play you something real quick. As far as blues, I mean, it's the normal. I just you know, I'm influenced by, like, you know, obviously, I mean, Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay, so that lick right there. Play that lick again for us.
It's not going to be the same every time.
No, that's okay. But play a version slowed down.
Slow now?
So that's
something
cool.
like that.
See, my hands don't move that fast.
Yeah.
When you get old, you don't move as fast as
what it is, really, doing stuff like that, it's all, I mean, it's all the pentatonic scale. Right. Same thing. You just play it extremely fast, that's all. Yeah. And you try to make it so it sounds clever and not just a, you know, you got to do the, that kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you need a couple of beers to be able to.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't, yeah, that's the thing. Most people are like, yeah, you get it, you must be, you know, inebriated when you do like that. Nah, I just copy, you know. That's really what I did, you know.
So Robert Johnson, I realize that you're handicapped because you got an electric guitar, but did he do a lot of bottlenecking type stuff?
Yeah, he did that kind of, excuse me. A lot of that, a lot of slide stuff, but he had that ability to where it sounded like two guitar players. That whole
oh yeah,
that kind of thing, and
it's like pre-Chet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean. But then he played a lot of. I don't have a slide here, but yeah. A lot of the things you hear, like Eric Clapton play, it's the exact same thing. You know, and that's Robert Johnson. All those kind of licks are the really simple blues licks. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's all
that's
Eric
the
Clapton.
Stuff, man.
But that's you know, that's Robert Johnson. So, but my favorite, I mean, my slide is like my bread and butter. I really like playing slide.
I think we have a slide here someplace. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be the one, because slide players, they have their favorite size and stuff, don't they? And here I'm looking in my slide drawer.
Slide cup.
Oh, there it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably works. You know what I mean? Most people back in the day, they'd use anything, you know? Ah, this is a... I never played a slide like that. This is like something that you can play. You can play, you know what I mean? But, and then I did get into that, like Muddy Waters, because he would play in standard and all that. That kind of slow blues that Muddy Waters would do.
Yeah.
And I used to play with the almonds, so I really huge Duane Allman fan.
Yeah.
So
that's very cool stuff,
yeah.
man.
So that's.
So do you use a pick or mostly your fingers?
I do, but I just don't ever carry one because I'm one of those guitar players that just doesn't have a pick because I just don't have them. You know what I mean? They're in my pockets and I throw them. You know.
And wash your pants.
Yeah, and I work at a guitar. Yeah, exactly. I work at a guitar store, but I never have a pick. I just don't. I mean, and sometimes it gets in the way. Also, there's that thing with somehow the tone is definitely better when you use your finger. It's the flesh on the string. It definitely is true. But I mean, you can make it so you know like pretend you have a pick.
Yeah.
You know.
So, but how are you? Play that stuff again.
What it is just like I guess when people say when they see me play that I have more of a physically I play like Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I can see that because what I do is I massive attack as hard as you can on some of the things, and what that is, it's like hitting the whole guitar but only hitting one note. It's that hitting every string.
Did you have to practice that, or did it just come natural? Because that looked pretty natural.
You know what you do is you almost copy the movements before you even copy the licks. Like if you wanted to play like Stevie Ray Vaughan, my advice to people is to stand in front of the mirror, put on a video, hang it exactly how he does. Be Stevie Ray Vaughan real quick, and just crank the music and pretend that you are him. If you do that, you know, a couple 1,000 times, when you try to play the riffs, it's going to be a lot easier because you have you've got that attack, that movement that he did, which is so important.
So are you just dampening when you're doing the rhythm thing and just? I see. So it's
it's I mean because you could. Yeah, exactly. I'm dampening. With that Hendrix and Stevie kind of way of grabbing and wrapping your whole hand around it.
Right.
You really have a lot of control, actually.
Yeah.
You know, because all the strings, you've got to kind of learn how to know when to touch how to touch the string so it doesn't make a noise, but you can use it at any time you want. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah.
But like even up here at like a higher register, it's easier to go like when you're down here. But it's up here where in the higher register where and that's really what it is. What I'm doing when I do something, when I do a normal bend like that, like if we're in E, and I do that, I do the whole thing. And I just make sure that this is down. And that takes a little bit of a practice.
Yeah,
it takes a little bit of practice. And it gets to the point to where you can do it with a pick, you can do it with, like you're mimicking with a pick, or you can just go like this. So, it takes a little bit of practice to do that, you know what I mean? But it's the massive attack. It's you only want one note. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it really is you get a great tone by doing that. You know what I mean? Even there's a little bit of a in the back, people don't notice that.
Well, it's just part of the rhythm.
Exactly, it's part of the rhythm. That's the whole.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that covers kind of like maybe my style of how I approach the blues.
Yeah.
The way of
that's really awesome, man. That's some valuable stuff. So you got to have a completely different technique than classical. Do you still play classical?
I do. I know some things that I mean, this is definitely not a classical guitar. But Eddie played classical on it. It's kind of hard to play.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You know, all that kind of stuff. The Bach is really where, you know, classical.
Yeah. Did you spend time, like I watched a couple of the heavy metal guys, the young guys that were doing just the speed stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, they all kind of sound the same to me.
Yeah.
After a while, I don't know if it's my ears or they just always sound.
You have the same ears as I do.
You know, I mean,
because I can't really differentiate players that way.
Yeah, it's really like watching gymnastics more than.
It's technical, you know what I mean. And when you have a technical ability, which is great, but it's to impress.
Yeah.
Which is what technicality is, and music that's technical can only impress you visually, in my mind.
Yeah.
There are those exceptions, like say as Eddie Van Halen. Love Eddie Van Halen. I can't play anything like that. All that.
Oh yeah, the typing.
I'm not that guy.
I can't tap
I
it.
cannot do that.
Yeah.
But when you hear Eddie, you know it's Eddie.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other those, you know, that kind of playing that's very, very technical. The soul of it all must fade away a little bit, and to make room for this massive amount of technical showmanship, which is cool, but it's visual. And a lot of the most popular musics that there are, when you put the record on and you listen to it, you feel it.
Yeah.
And nothing technical about them.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, because my fingers only can move this fast.
Yeah, so could I mean, Django, one of my favorite guitar players, Django Reinhardt, only had 2 fingers. Yeah. All that, you know, all that kind of stuff. Because I'm a huge early jazz fan. I used to play early jazz in a little duo, and we'd do Django Reinhardt and Eddie Lang stuff. Yeah. And like Django, only had 2 fingers. So it's really not. It's time-honored saying is it's not how many notes you play. It's how you play them.
Yeah, that's great.
You know?
What is the guitar that you play?
I play Strat.
You play a Strat?
Yeah, I got a Strat that I can't seem to get rid of. It's just I can't find another one. I've tried maybe 10 times to buy another guitar because I'm a working musician. Like I always got to have a guitar that works.
Yeah.
But this one just kind of molded into myself. I should have brought that one.
No, that's great. Well, we'll have you back. I mean,
yeah.
You know,
that'd be cool.
I mean, no way I could learn all your stuff in one sitting, but I definitely will go through those licks. And I'm curious. Do you have a particular amp that you like with the Strat?
Well, see, I like both Marshall and Fender kind of sounds. When I'm playing like. I enjoy both, really. I mean, you can only have like the Marshall sound, for instance, like that Hendrix kind of. It's a little bit thinner sound, so I like playing that kind of Hendrix style of playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which sounds great on a Fender too, but Fender is also, it's got that more warmer, ballsier, cleaner even, and out front more sound, bigger like Stevie. And so if I'm playing blues, I love Fender. You know, if I'm playing blues rock, or Marshall. You know what I mean? Marshall's a little bit more versatile. I would have to say maybe.
For blues or just generally?
Probably generally, but you know what? I'm probably talking. I don't even know.
Hey, everybody has an opinion,
you know what I mean?
Mike, you know?
Yeah, some days I'm like, I want to hear this, so some days I want to hear that. But usually, it's whatever they got that's up against the wall, I'll plug straight into it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know.
And so we're going to come hear your band.
Yeah, cool.
And
that's Saturday night.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're cool with us videotaping.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like we've had, like I said, with that actually the videos that you saw, we recorded a whole live album there with Don Was from Capitol came in with the Ford Motor Company, had their own studio outside. I think I was telling you about that, and brought us in. We did a whole live album there. We've had over the years many people come in and videotape.
That's,
so it's
that's
gonna be
awesome.
Great. Yeah.
So, how big is the band? 4 guys?
Well, two-piece.
Two-piece?
What you saw was a two-piece band.
Really?
And then stuff on iTunes is a two-piece band. So we go in and out with a bass player. Sometimes we have a bass player, sometimes we don't.
So would you program the bass, or how do you
No,
do it?
we
just you and a drummer?
We just me and a drummer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All the stuff on iTunes that you can get, Fly Johnson, it's on iTunes, is two-piece. And then when you come see us, most of the time it's Piano Bar. It's a two-piece, like all the stuff. If you Google Fly Johnson on YouTube, all you'll see is me and Kenny Dale playing. And I have an octave pedal sometimes that I use, which kind of fills it up a little bit. But between the kick and just going at it, what we do.
Yeah, you got to have a pretty good time to be doing that.
Be a little bit different than everybody. You know what I mean? Most of the time it's because we can't find a bass player. We just can't find one. You know?
Well, why don't you go ahead and play a little bit and take us out, and we'll anything you want.
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
You got it, brother.
That was great.
That was cool.
All right.
That was a lot of fun.